Well, welcome back. We think of arts and crafts projects as a good way to spark creativity, but they can also be a good measure of developmental milestones for kids.
That's right. Joining us now from Penfield Children's Center with 3 great projects for kids is Rebecca Michelsen. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I think this is great. What you guys do at Penfield is so cool, but I think a lot of people aren't even familiar with it.
Right.
So talk a little bit about what you do for kids and
Sure. So at Penfield Children's Center, we work with kids primarily from birth to age 5, and we are helping to promote their healthy development. So that is looking not only at their well-being, but looking at meeting their developmental milestones that they should be meeting along that path of growth.
Yes.
Right. All right. So we want to make sure that we have met our milestones.
Yes.
Do you ever worry about that?
Oh, look at those faces.
I know. Oh, these are so cute. They're so cute.
Yeah.
It's got to be great. What do you love about your job?
What do I love about my job? I love that we get to see these smiling faces every day. They come in, they're happy. A lot of times I'm lucky enough, my office sometimes is upstairs, so they're not downstairs with them, but they bring them upstairs for therapy. So we get to see them walking past our offices, working on therapy. So seeing them work on those milestones is what's exciting.
What kind of milestones can you tell by crafts?
Sure. So at around 2.5 to 3, we start recognizing our shapes, our colors, you know, our letters and our numbers. And so through crafts, we can start kind of working with matching colors, recognizing shapes. So there's a lot of great ways we can do that. The first one that we like to do is just sponge painting. You can take your household sponge, cut it into a shape, and then dip it into paint.
Okay.
And then when you do that, you can decide to make whatever kind of scenery you want. So here we have a robot made out of rectangles and triangles.
Oh, yeah.
That you've been able to decorate. Cute. So you can encourage them to try dipping the triangle in a certain color, try dipping the circle in a certain color. The other thing that's great is if you've got one of those shape sorters at home that you use, they're already pre-made shapes for us, so then you just have to take them and dip them.
Yeah.
And then
you get the outside of the shape.
Yep.
You know what I found too, especially when you're interviewing kids, and I'm sure you guys find this as well, when they're doing a project, they will talk to you.
Yes.
So one of the things is to keep asking them questions about, okay, so why did you choose that one, and what is that one, and you know, what color?
Why do you like it?
Is that how the counselors work with them and how parents should be working
Definitely. So it's always, we find that art is a great way just to get kids to share and open up, or even if they're just going to tell us about their day or what they're designing, because what's great is that's a great way to learn about what your child's favorite thing is. So you might find that they're making a picture of a dog. They're making a picture of a robot because they really are into learning about robots at that time.
Is it best to ask them, tell me about your picture instead of, what is that?
Yep. Tell me about your picture, because not only will they tell you what it is, but they're going to tell you what it's doing.
Yeah, I was going to say what what activity they're a part of or why they're doing
Great. Don't ask Tiffany.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I was just exploring the colors and the paint at this point.
Right. I was just exploring the shape and how you could do with the sponge.
This one to me, I know this is important because it really it helps you probably determine, you know, their dexterity, right?
So with cereal and pipe cleaners, we can make bracelets, and we can string the cereal onto the bracelets.
Okay.
And what's great with this is, one, we can get them to identify colors, because as you can see, the cereal is colored. So you can get them to identify colors. As children get older, you can actually ask them to create a pattern. So I have a rainbow pattern started on my bracelet here.
It's on each one of like the age and what they can do.
Yep. So you can get them to create that pattern. Plus, then for them, this is something fun that then they can wear around the house
and eat.
If you know that's something that you're comfortable having them do. But it also
builds a snack for later.
Builds that pincher grasp for them that helps develop the skills and the muscles in their hands for being able to hold a pencil or a crayon later on in life, to be able to start working on those writing and those coloring skills.
And this is simple and inexpensive. It's not something that you're spending a lot of money on. You know, the color and knowing your colors, I don't know, and maybe this was just my son, back when he was really little, the teacher at the time thought he might be colorblind. But then the doctor told us, you know, boys develop a little slower when it comes to being able to just express the color.
Right.
So he wasn't. But I remember for a time there, you know, not that I needed to be overly concerned, but I was just one of those, what? When somebody brings that up to you.
Or they just will see
blue,
like
but saying red.
Colors look similar. So they might see a blue and they might see a purple together, and they might call that purple blue just because it looks, depending on the shade of it, looks similar.
Which we do as well sometimes.
Yeah, right.
It's like, no, royal blue. No, that's purple.
Or if you've ever worn a navy shoe and a black shoe that were the same.
Yeah, and you can't tell, is it black or is it navy? It's true.
Exactly. All right.
So butterflies. Let's talk about those.
So for the butterflies, this is another great way to start looking at your colors and start looking at your shapes. So for the younger kids, you can pre-assemble the butterfly and then have them match the pom-pom to the different colors on the butterfly. They can take their glue stick, put the glue on there, and they can match the pom-pom colors. For kids who are a little bit older, you can actually ask them to build their butterfly first with the shapes, and then once it's built, you can then ask them to use the pom-poms to kind of make it more fun by matching colors. If you want, you can encourage them to build a pattern around the wings, around the edge of the wings. So maybe they're going to follow a pattern or they're going to follow a color shape that they want to do. So.
And if they make a really funky butterfly, that's not a problem, right?
No.
It doesn't have to go with the pattern.
Nope, it doesn't.
I like that too.
Because we want them to explore their creativity as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Spark creativity and conversation. Rebecca, thank you.
No
So I know you guys do great things with early education and care. You do that special care nursing services, behavior clinics, and family services as well. There's so much at Penfield. You can visit them at penfieldbuildingblocks.org to learn more about that and the Kohl's Building Blocks program. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Really cool stuff.
Very good. And we got our snacks. So
we sure did.